at the Catholic Church, Mlimani Diocese in Chato District, Geita region. In his message, President Magufuli urged Tanzanians to continue to pray to God in fighting the coronavirus.
Kwa hiyo tuendelee kumlilia Mungu, tuendelee kuulilia msalaba, tuendelee kushikamana sisi kama Watanzania na kama taifa moja katika kumtanguliza Mungu wetu mbele. Wakristo wote, Waislamu wote na watu wa madhehebu mbalimbali, kila mmoja katika imani yake, nina uhakika Mungu wetu hawezi akatuacha. Nina imani kuwa inawezekana kuna mahali Mungu tulimkosea sisi kama dunia.
And Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has met and held talks with Chinese Ambassador Wang Ke in Dodoma City. In their talks, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa thanked the government of China for the support of drugs and medical facilities which will be used against the coronavirus, and also for ensuring more than 500 Tanzanian students in China were safe while the country was dealing with the virus.
Mikono miwili, salamu zetu za pole na kwamba Wachina pamoja na hali ngumu walionayo.
We are happy that he has received with open arms your condolences, and that the Chinese, despite their trials, they continue to fight to save their people from this virus. We are happy that this virus has reduced significantly there, and that they are slowly beginning to resume their activities as the situation allows. We also want to thank the government of China for staying with Tanzanians there. We had over 532 students who received immense support and managed to withstand the situation. Tanzania has now got this problem, but we are fighting hard against it.
The government of China has right now undergone assistance to the epidemic impacted countries, African countries. Sure. So the assistance to mainland China, mainland Tanzania, mainland and Zanzibar are underway. Sure. For mainland, they are expected to arrive next week. We'll continue to do more in order to support Tanzania. Sure. And as well, this happening as well internationally. Actually, we provide support to the epidemic affected countries, Europe, Asia, many countries.
And a patrol unit on illegal fishing on Lake Victoria, in collaboration with the police force in Mwanza region, has seized the consignment of illegal fishing gear worth more than 1,500 million shillings at Nyasaka Center, which was being stored in a house belonging to a woman. The illegal consignment belongs to a businessman, a resident of Mwanza, who has been arrested in Rorya District, Mara region.
Sasa zoezi la mali hii iliyokamatwa.
Now the exercise involving this confiscated illegal property, as well as the issue of the accused, organs must form a team: national security, the police, army, PCCB, together must oversee this, and you will participate. My worry is that this girl you see and the others sacrifice themselves. People who do this job are very powerful, and if we are not serious, they will hurt them. I want to commend them greatly for their sacrifice.
Nyavu hizi tumezikamata tarehe 4 mwezi wa 4.
We caught these nets on the 4th of April after receiving reports from Good Samaritans. We teamed up with the police force and took action. We went to the scene and tried to find the owner of the area to open for us, but we did not find the person who was renting the room.
People with physical disabilities in Tabora region have called on the government to ensure technology experts come up with innovations which will help the special needs group prevent being infected with the coronavirus.
wameweza kutengeneza vifaa.
The government managed to create equipment to wash hands on, but you need to step on them with your feet to use. They were created for the adults, but we, the disabled, have not been considered. They did not recognize that we cannot use them. So we asked the government to take us into consideration as well, so that we can protect ourselves from corona. I asked the community that within our meetings in churches and mosques as well as other places, we try to provide the information through sign language so that they cannot experience these challenges. We have emphasized for them to consider health principles. Even the person learning him or her, we cannot let them walk freely. They must all wash their hands or use sanitizers.
Some residents in Kigoma region have called on the government to ensure diagnosis equipment on the coronavirus are distributed widely, especially along border areas. They expressed the concern during a sensitization campaign on preventative measures against coronavirus.
I think it would be best that the government looks into how the equipment used to investigate the presence of corona in the body of human beings be distributed throughout the country, even if they have shut down the borders, so as to ensure we can identify and protect ourselves against those that have already entered the country. We need to avoid large gatherings because this has affected our income, business and everything. Thus, we ask the government to help us. If there is more precautions, they should give them to us so that we can avoid this corona pandemic. This exercise is ongoing throughout the region, especially in high-risk areas such as our region, where we have married in various countries. So we have been focused on providing education on these areas.
More than 100 traders involved in buying and transportation of scrap metal have demonstrated to the office of Tanga Region Commissioner after a consignment was seized and fined 5 million shillings by officers from the National Environment Management Council, NEMC.
We are now scared of our own country. If the top leaders are the ones responsible in taking a lot of money from us, we have no choice right now apart from calling on President Magufuli to intervene in this matter. If there is a place that we went wrong, may we please be educated instead of being regarded as criminals all the time. I'm calling on the government to help us in this matter because most of us do not know laws well. It is only the officers in charge who knows the laws, whom sometimes uses the same laws to exploit us. If we have already paid a fine, then the next step is to legalize the merchandise by paying for the license and sell the products legally. I am calling on responsible people not to just seize the merchandise, but rather help the traders excel in their business.
And that's all for national news. International news is next. And in international news, Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe has announced 5 more coronavirus cases in Kenya, bringing the total number to 189. Speaking on Friday, Cabinet Secretary Kagwe said 504 samples were tested and the 5 new positive cases are Kenyans, with only 1 having a history of travel.
Today, I want to remind you of the dangers posed by handling of physical money in business transactions. In my earlier briefs, I encouraged you to transact electronically, minimizing handling of cash. Despite mobile money operators facilitating the ease of doing e-transactions, we have noted with concern that people continue to disregard this advice. Once again, I am asking you to take all the measures that you can to avoid exchanging notes and coins. physical money presents surfaces that can very easily be contaminated with the virus. Avoid it.
And the number of coronavirus cases in Rwanda has now reached 113, with the Ministry of Health saying 3 people were tested positive with the virus in the past 24 hours. The ministry says the 3 have been quarantined and that they are tracing the people that they have been in contact with.
Even though you don't have any symptoms, you are asked to remain in self-quarantine so long as you have had a visit from a country or countries that have been affected by coronavirus.
Quarantine.
And the government of Burundi, with the support of funds from the World Bank, has constructed a center which will be providing medical services to people who've been infected with diseases such as Ebola and coronavirus. The center, located at Mudubudu, has the capacity to receive 100 patients.
These buildings were constructed within 3 months. We are calling on the government to extend more funds to be used in buying medical equipment, as well as build a wall to make sure that the center remains safe and fully equipped to handle coronavirus patients. However, we are grateful to the government for issuing funds to complete tasks left.
And as countries around the world affected with the coronavirus look for different ways of controlling the spread of the virus, in Mombasa, Kenya, the county government has started to use innovative technology in spraying passengers who board and disembark from the ferry against the virus.
These swarms comprise immature adult desert locusts who just came from Kenya with a huge capacity of destroying vegetation, although we have set up means of controlling them.
Already destroyed some crops.
They have already destroyed some crops because last night they landed on trees and this morning they have begun moving to the crops. So far they have destroyed gardens of cowpeas, sorghum and maize crops.
And as countries around the world affected with the coronavirus look for different ways of controlling the spread of the virus, in Mombasa, Kenya, the county government has started to use innovative technology in spraying passengers who board and disembark from the ferry against the virus.
This is a pilot. When it will be successful, we shall officially announce that nobody should board the ferry without passing by here. 12 people can pass here in every 1 minute, although it has the capacity of handling 500 people in 10 minutes. Everybody must know that we are all at war. We must put all our efforts together in combating coronavirus.
And that is where we leave off with international news. Sports news follows next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Position, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
And in sports. Young African Sports Club have killed rumors that their captain Papi Kabamba Tshisimbi is on his way to Simba following a new contract with the Congolese midfielder. Here is more.
Tshisimbi is one of the best players for Yanga this season, and he has been an important player in most of their teams, with the defending champions and current leaders being linked with him often. Yanga have decided to give the midfielder a new contract, which was only reported through Instagram, as the registering officer was seen with the captain saying the deal is done and that is going nowhere. Tshisimbi took the hearts of the Jangwani-based club supporters in his first derby against Simba, where he dominated the central area from start to finish.
And Coastal Union's leadership has revealed that they're ready to allow key defender Bakari Nondo Mwamieto to join mainland Premier League champions Simba Sports Club, but only at the right price.
However, the Tanga-based club did not disclose the figure, but sources within the team said it ranges from 80 million to 100 million. A member of the Coastal Union Players Registration Committee, Ahmed Aulora, insisted they have no problem with the players' decision to join any other team, but said procedures must be observed. For the past few months, Simba have been strongly linked to winning the signature of the Taifa Stars defender, as they seek to reinforce their defensive line for next season.
And Tanzanian striker Mbwana Samatta has challenged the mainland Premier League to come up with measures to enable competing clubs to create competitive teams which can excel in international competitions.
Who turns out for Aston Villa in the English Premier League believes the only way for Tanzania to shine at international level is to improve on the domestic league. It is evident in our league only a few teams have the capacity to build competitive squads which can bring a positive impact in the CAF Champions League and CAF Confederation Cup, says Samatta. Samatta, who also captains the Taifa Stars, stated the dismal performances in big competitions comes especially when Tanzanian clubs play against teams with a big budget.
And Lionel Messi has used social media to brand a series of stories in the Argentine media, including that he had paid former teammate Ronaldinho's bail as fake news.
The Barcelona star issued the angry denial on Thursday evening after TNT Sports reported that he had put down the money to free the ex-Camp Nou star from prison in Paraguay. Ronaldinho and his brother Roberto Assis were released from prison in Paraguay on Tuesday and placed under house arrest after 32 days behind bars. The pair were arrested in early March after allegedly using a false passport to enter the country. Lawyers for Ronaldinho and Assis have posted a $1.6 million bail on behalf of their clients after the previous application was denied because authorities deemed the pair to be a flight risk.
And 6 Barcelona board members have informed club president Josep Maria Bartomeu of their decision to resign from their respective positions. Here's more.
Presidents Emily Rosand and Enrique Tombas will both depart, alongside directors Silvio Elias, Maria Texido, Josep Pont and Jordi Clasamaglia. The exits were confirmed via strongly worded letter sent to Bartomeu, with the group calling for the club's leadership to be reviewed as soon as possible to ensure Barcelona are able to bounce back from the challenges caused by the coronavirus crisis. Bartomeu, who has been in charge of the Spanish Giants since July 2015, has found his position under severe pressure this season.
Premier League clubs are to receive an advance on prize money and media payments to help ease cash flow problems. Here is more on this story.
Since the suspension of football nearly 4 weeks ago, clubs at all levels have been confronted with a dramatic decline in revenue. The news that top-flight clubs are to receive a share of merit payments before the end of the season indicates even the top sides are facing financial pressure. Prize money from the Premier League is broken down into tranches, including money based on final league position and the number of times each club appear on live TV. The league has brought forward some of that money, which would normally be paid in May.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to prepare this bulletin for you, thank you for watching and good night.